What's good, y'all? Dr.Trehunna. So you're now on a fat loss journey and you came across my page, and then you see that on my page, I always preach have more protein on your plate than anything else. But you was taught at a young age that, hey, too much protein is bad for you, right? So today, what we're gonna cover is how much protein is technically too much protein and why you still should prioritize protein when it's all said and done, all right? Now, first things first, a lot of people don't understand nutrition. So one thing I like to do is I like to tell you exactly what do these compounds do in the human body, okay? When you give your body protein, it's an essential building block, which means what? If you go too long without protein, you will die. First things first, your body needs protein. When your body starts to digest food, it's looking for two things. It is looking for essential amino acids, okay, which comes from protein. And then it looks for essential fatty acids, which come from fat, okay? Protein and fat. Once again, notice how I didn't say anything about carbohydrates. Believe it or not, your body can produce its own sugar. Carbs and sugar is the exact same thing to the human body. Can't tell the difference, okay? So your body needs protein, okay? Your hair, your skin, your nails, and all the metabolic processes that happen within the body is gonna need protein, okay? And once again, because it's an essential, just like essential amino acid and essential fatty acid, that means your body needs it, but it needs it from an outside source. Your body's not able to create it on its own, endogenously. Okay? So protein, when you do decide to eat some, what it does is speeds up your metabolism. Why? It takes your body a lot of energy for it to break protein down. So let's say you eat 1,000 calories over protein. Let's say you eat a steak, right? Believe it or not, your body can really only intake about 800 calories from that steak. Okay, so it's kind of like a cashback card. You eat more, you stay fuller, right? And the byproduct of it all is you're gonna eat less. All right. Now, when you also give your body protein, it tells your body to build. Okay, your muscles come from protein. Okay, so in order for you to build muscle, in order for you to grow that ass, you need to give your body some sort of protein and a stimulus, which means you need to break that muscle down so it can grow. All right. Also, protein keeps you fuller the longest. Okay? So, if protein speeds up your metabolism, if protein helps your body build lean muscle mass, which means what? The more muscle you have on your frame, ladies, the faster your metabolism, which means you can eat more and have to do less cardio or less gym sessions, etc. Okay? And it also keeps you fullest the longest. That means, hey, if you're trying to keep a healthier body composition, it'll be conducive for you to eat more protein. Simple. All right. Now, most of the time, most of the protein comes with fat. Okay. So once again, do not be afraid of fat. Just if you're trying to have a healthier body composition, have more protein on your plate than fat. Okay. Now, because we grew up in a generation where PETA is prevalent, and what do PETA do? Their mission statement is what? Save the animals, right? They also, we heard a lot of, cognitive dissonance, which is inconsistent thoughts, or you're hearing one information and then you're also hearing some other information that's saying the total opposite. All right. So what they were saying is, hey, if you eat a lot of meat, it's carcinogenic, right? But that's all due to how you cook the meat. Okay. So for all y'all people who like your steaks well done and you like it looking like a little hockey puck and you're shaking the table when you're cutting the steak, please stop doing that. Okay. When you are charring the meat, that's when all those, meat can cause cancer. That's where those issues stem from, okay? But it takes a lot of you just eating a whole lot of meat for that to happen, okay? So context is key. And I'm going to give you an idea of what you need to watch out for or how much protein is too much protein. So they are basically getting that information from people who's eating approximately about 2 grams of protein per their body weight, which means what? Currently me, I am a 190-pound male, right? That means I'm consuming over 380 grams of protein. That is a lot. In order for you to give you some insight of how much protein that is, that's like if I eat 16 chicken breasts in a day, or that's like me eating about 7 to 8 ribeyes in one day. In one day. How many times have you ever ate 2 steaks in one day? You don't. Okay. So a lot of women come on my program and then they say, oh, okay, Trey, you told me I had to have more protein on my plate. But for some odd reason, I've been hearing from my doctor and X, Y, and Z that too much protein is bad for me. Okay. The reason why they say that is because if you have kidney damage or kidney issues, okay, 9 times out of 10, I'm talking to semi-healthy individuals, okay, but that can cause, long story short, more albumin to be in your urine, and if you pee and you notice you start to see your pee starting to have more of a stronger smell and it starts to get like bubbly, right? Then that's how you know that might be a problem, okay? But majority of women eats way less protein than their body needs, okay? So the Food and Drug Administration, their recommended dietary allowance for protein is 50 grams a day. That is not enough, okay? If you want to help sustain a healthier body composition, you need more than that. But ironically, that's what their average is, right? And that's why you see the average person walk around, 7 out of 10 people have weight problems or they're obese. Simple. Everything happens for a reason because we're not getting the right type of information. Okay, so if you want to have a healthy body composition, okay, you want to be somebody where you can kind of look good all year round. You're not just like, in wintertime, you're getting fat, and then summertime, you have to do a little shredding or a cutting diet. What I want you to do is you have to eat at least 0.7 to a pound of your body weight. So what that means for me, I am, once again, a 190-pound male, okay? That means I need to eat at least or up to 150 to 190 grams of protein. The average woman does not consume that. The average woman does not consume up to at least about 100 grams of protein. Okay, that's why on my program, on my clients, I tell them have more protein on the plate than anything else, and they don't have nothing to worry about because I already know in the back of my head, right, that you're not gonna eat 2 grams a pound of protein per your body weight because that means you are literally eating 10 ribeyes in your 6-hour window. And that's literally basically impossible, okay? So the funny thing is about America, we just overdo things, okay? And what we also do is we do a lot of comparison. So just like you're comparing yourself to the Instagram chick, what a lot of the nutritional information came from is they're saying, oh, a lot of this protein is gonna damage you, right? But they're only talking about people who's already kind of somewhat unhealthy, or they're comparing themselves to bodybuilders because the only people on earth that eats that amount of protein are people who, for a living, they get paid to lift weights, right? So they're eating protein 5 to 6 times a day. They're having at least upwards to 40 grams of protein per meal. So if I eat 40 grams of protein per meal, right, and I eat 4 to 5 times a day, 5 times 4 is what? 200. You see how that works? But some of them, the meat monsters who's like 300 pounds, all muscle, they trying to eat more because they're trying to build more, right? So they have to intake at least 300 grams. Those are the problems, or that's when it could cause a problem. Because believe it or not, all because a bodybuilder got muscles coming out his neck, they're not healthy. They're not the healthiest people. And if you actually pay attention into the bodybuilding space, a lot of bodybuilders are dying young. So I promote and I teach healthy habits that will sustain you so you can live to 80, to 90, to 100. All right. So have more protein on your plate than anything else. Context is key. If you're eating 2 chicken breasts and a steak a day, right? I will give you some insight. That's about 120 grams of protein. You have nothing to worry about. Okay. If you are somebody who eats 2 steaks and I don't know, and some burgers in that day, that's probably like 100 grams of protein. Okay. So actually, I want you to eat more. All right. So have more protein on your plate. You have nothing to worry about. Okay. Only the people that really have to worry about consuming too much protein are people that already have comorbidities, such as hypertension, which is high blood pressure, right? But once again, this is people who already really have type 2 diabetes. If you have type 2 diabetes, you have hypertension, okay? So if you're not a diabetic, if you already are like pre-diabetic, which means you don't have diabetes, full-blown diabetes yet, but you're on pace to have that, right? Then you need to still prioritize protein. But once you're type 2 diabetic, majority of your plate should consist of protein, right? But you're just not supposed to eat 5 ribeyes in a day, okay? Context is key. If you're a 140-pound woman, okay, what you probably want to eat is about 100 grams of protein. No women, unless you're trying to be a bodybuilder, should probably eat around no more than like 150 to 160 grams of protein. So you're not going to pass that. You have nothing to worry about, okay? Context is key, once again. So how much protein is too much protein, once again? Whatever, if you have every single plate that you have, you should see more meat on it if you're trying to see the scale drop, or more protein-based things. And I can show you protein-based bread, protein-based cookies, protein-based ice cream, etc. All right. Just eat healthier. All right. Have more protein on your plate. That's going to do a little bit more than you having a carb-based product. All right. That's your reset tip of the day. That's going to help you stay snatched all the time. Not only summertime. Talk to y'all soon.